Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Emily, and I'm going to show you my full face routine for when I want to feel done up and ready for the day. And the best part, it takes me less than 15 minutes. This is ADHD approved, mom approved, and it just works when your life is chaotic and busy. So if that's something that interests you, come and follow along with me. So, as you can see, my skin does have a lot of redness, and I'm dealing with a lot of post acne scarring. I think it's called pie. So, what I've been really focusing on the last 3 ish months is my skincare and my skincare prep. And I'm telling you, it's not only healing this, because this was all inflamed and like cystic acne whenever I started. It's really been helping my makeup. So I definitely am going to come out with another video showing my skincare prep and what I do for that. Um, but I already went in, I already did my skincare before this. So it's all soaked in. So to start, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put on my primer. Now I use the e.l.f liquid poreless putty primer. I have used the pot of poreless putty primer and I love it. I just like how easy it is to put on this liquid. On top of the skin base, you do need a primer. And something that is super important when it comes to your skincare, your primer, and your foundation, to really make it all last, you really want to make sure that you are looking at the list of ingredients because oil and water do not mix. So if you're using water-based products for your skincare and for your primer, and then you go in with an oil-based foundation, well, it's just going to separate during the day. So you want to make sure that you're using water-based, 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 or oil, oil, oil. And honestly, one quick tip that you could use if you don't know how to look that up yourself or you just don't feel like reading the ingredient list, Chat GPT. I'm telling you, Chat GPT saves my life in so many ways. But this is just a quick way for me to go in. I say the products that I'm using, and then it's able to tell me if they work together or they work against each other. So now that I've gone in and I've put on my primer, I'm going to go in with my foundation. I do have a couple different foundations that I switch up with depending on the day, but for today I'm going to go in with the e.l.f Soft Glam. Another one I reach for quite a bit is the Huda Beauty Easy Blur, but I do have a lot of running around today, and I just find that this gives me a bit better coverage and it lasts a little bit longer. As crazy as that may be to believe to some people, it's true. So I like to just put it on the back of my hand. I go in with a foundation brush. You can go in with a stipple brush, flat brush. Today I'm going to go in with a flat brush because honestly, it's the cleanest one I have right now. Today is also clean my brush day. Make sure you clean your brushes. If you haven't done that this week, it is something you need to do at least weekly, especially if you're wearing makeup quite a bit. So I go in pretty heavy handed with this, as you can see. Get that all spread out. I even do my eyes, but make sure when you're doing your eyes before you put on your eyeshadow, I'll show you, this is gonna crease. So you don't want that. And you're not trying to blend this in. You're trying to get it to set on your skin, and you'll see why in a second. I also just colored my hair last night, so you probably noticed some pink like on my neck and my ears. Just roll with it. Alright, so I got that in. Now I'm going in with the damp beauty blender. I have very small amount left in my hand. I'm just gonna pick that up. And then you're gonna start patting. And this just pats the life into me. I don't know why doing my makeup is so grounding, but it is grounding for me. It really is a form of therapy for me. It's a form of art. And when my makeup is done, I just feel so much better about myself. It's one of the most satisfying parts, truly. Pat, pat, pat. Get it all nice and blended in. And you can see how nicely this is blending in and the coverage. Is a combination of the product I'm using, but more importantly, the skincare. If your skin is not hydrated and your skin is not happy, makeup's not going to sit on it nicely. And I can tell you that from firsthand experience. My makeup looks and sits so much better now. Another thing that I'm dealing with, and I just started a new product, is you can see the texture that I got going on right here. I was focusing so much on my cheeks that I didn't even notice that I had some texture and like bumps here. But I actually just got a gifted collab with a brand called Frankly, and they have a pore minimizing serum. So I've been using that for 2 days now, and we're gonna see what it looks like after a week. So if that's something you're interested in, you're definitely gonna want to tune in later for that. All right. So another trick that I've been doing lately, instead of right now going in with my concealer, I'm actually going to go in with my blush and my bronzer because I do use liquid. I do use powder after, but I start off with liquid. And you can see how much time I spent blending that in, but it just like sits so nicely with my skin. So for today's bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Sculpt. What is this? The Sculpt tape. I actually got this in my last BoxyCharm box, or maybe it was my Icon box. I don't fully remember. So good. I learned this trick on TikTok from another creator actually. So what you do is you take your liquid blush. This is the Maybelline Sun-Kissed. And you do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now, I will say this blush is very sheer. If you're looking for a liquid blush that is just going to give you a lot of pop right away, this is not it. This gives me a little bit of the sun-kissed glow, like it says. And then after I go in with a powder foundation to really oomph it. So my hands are a bit, ooh, sticky. So now we got that turned on. Watch what I do. Over the bottom two, and then the bottom. Over the bottom two, the bottom. Now, just watch how nicely this blends out. Sometimes I like to go in with a brush. I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender though. And you just tap, tap, tap. And look how nicely that blends. You get your blush up top, you get your bronzer underneath, and it just blends in the perfect spots. I was so excited to try this, and it did not disappoint. The reason that I do this first is because sometimes I can be a little bit heavy-handed, and then it takes out the effect of the concealer. So I like to go in and do this first, and then I'll go back and conceal. And I am realizing that I forgot to do my forehead. So I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing, just gonna blend this out with my beauty blender. Again, you can go in with a brush if you prefer. Specifically, like a cream bronzer blush is what you'd want to use. You do want to make sure you're careful with the brushes you use. I'm somebody who loves a good deal and I love to just use things multi-use tools, but one thing I've found is it really does help to use the tools with makeup for how they're meant to be. So you want to use the proper brushes. So next up, this is like, okay, so I have two, actually, let me touch on this. Somebody tell me, is the Rare Beauty, I should just look it up, but I keep forgetting. Why does it not have a dofa? Like, did I get ripped off or is it meant to be metal? Because I do not like the applicator for this Rare Beauty under eye concealer. I've got to say. It's disappointing because there's so much hype around it, and that's not something I saw anybody talk about. Oh, okay. We are back on track here. My mic fell. Two concealers I go between are the Huda Beauty and the e.l.f Camo. e.l.f Camo is so good. I cannot believe it. Huda Beauty is equally as good. It's just much more pricey, and I can't get over the price difference. You know what? I'm just gonna go in to show how good it is with the e.l.f. camo. And you don't need a lot. Like, this is so thick and creamy. And I've heard people say it's a dupe for Shape Tape. I used Shape Tape once. I tried it once and like I liked it, but I can't say for certain is this a dupe or not. Like, I haven't used enough to feel like I'm okay to say. But I trust the girlies who say it's a dupe. Like, it is so good. So this is just used to brighten up on my T-zone and under my eyes. And I think you can see now why I like to go in after the bronzer with that, because I like to go over top of it. You know, makeup is one of those things that is trust the process too. Like, I look a little bit crazy right now. That's okay. Wait till the end. I love to say I'm a catfish, and I'm a proud catfish. I don't care. My makeup, I can be unrecognizable. For a short time, I was an electrician, and so obviously I wasn't getting glammed up for the job site. But I'm telling you, if those dudes saw me out and about, I don't know that they'd know it's me, which I kind of like. So, got those on, and now we're gonna set. I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty loose powder. I love this, but it's the travel size, and I find it's hard to get out. Like, they don't give much space between the little sponge it comes with and the powder. So you just have to deal with the powder that it comes with, which fine, but I can be a heavy-handed girl, and I'm always having to flip it upside down. Oh yeah, there we go. It smells so good, I have to say. Look at that. It just mattifies under the eyes so nicely. At my chin. I sweat a lot on my upper lip. So I really make sure I set that as well. So with this loose powder, I just go in on my T-zone where I went on the um, concealer. And then for the rest of my face, I go over with a pressed powder and a brush. So I'm going in with the Easy Bake and Snatch by Huda Beauty. Clearly, I've been on a Huda Beauty kick. It started actually with this. It came in my BoxyCharm, and so I had to go out and get the rest. It doesn't disappoint, but like, I'm serious. I don't know what e.l.f. is doing in their factories because I get such good results with e.l.f. and they're so cheap. If anybody else finds the same, let me know in the comments below because I'm curious. Is it just me being biased because I love to save money, or are they just killing it? So I have my face set now. I'm going to go in next with my powder bronzer, wherever that is. So what I've been using for a powder bronzer is this e.l.f. pressed powder. I accidentally ordered the wrong color online, and instead of returning it, I decided why not just use it for a bronzer. This is in the shade Tan Warm. Very powdery. A lot of payoff, but very pigmented and good. Ooh, that is very tan. We're gonna have to fix that bad boy. See, that's what I mean. It's very pigmented. And it's not meant to be used as a bronzer either, but I feel like it works for me. This side looks much better than this side, so we're gonna go in and we're gonna fix that bad boy. Just using a cleaner brush that I used for pressed powder in the past to kind of just really buff that out. I was on vacation last week. So since I come home, I've been feeling kind of down, like post-vacation blues, and content creating has just been feeling kind of blah lately. I've been in a rut, and I Like I keep saying, I don't know why. Doing my makeup just helps me come back to life, honestly. So we're almost done with the face here. Next, I'm gonna go in with, this is like such an OG brush for me. This is the or not Bath and Body Works, the Body Shop actually. This is from the Body Shop. And I'm going in with the NYX Buttermelt Blush. I'm being told that this is a dupe for NARS. This is hella pigmented. So like I snap most of it off my brush because otherwise, I mean, I love blush blindness, but this can be a bit much. What the fuck? See? I didn't tap that one off. Oh my god. We're getting there. Like I said, blush blindness is a thing, but this is like, even the blind be seeing that. Holy smokes. Okay. We're looking a bit better. Next, I'm going to go in and I'm going to fix up these eyes. I'm going to go in with this palette that I got recently that I'm absolutely loving. It's by Ciat London. It's called I Am Woman. Look at these. These are absolutely stunning shades. And I love the names on them. And a little trick that I do, which people may think is cheesy, but I don't care. I like to use the name of these for my daily affirmations. So, for example, for my lid, I'm going in with no limits. I have no limits. Now, obviously, as an affirmation, I'm not meaning I have no limits on the BS I take. I got lots of limits there. I mean, I have no limits on how high I can dream. The sky is the limit. I have no limits on my dreams. Try and remember that throughout the day. See what I mean by you really got to make sure you're buffing out that eye, or those lines are just going to stay. You can go in with an eyeshadow primer if you want, but I don't feel I need to whenever I get my foundation and concealer on my eyelid. So maybe that's something you could do. If you have really cool names for your eyeshadows, something like this, see if you can make it into an affirmation. I have no limits on my dreams. It's something even you can use, whoever's watching. All right, so that's just my crease color. Next, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do, or sorry, not my crease, my lid. Now I'm gonna go in and do my crease. I'm gonna start off with Confident. I am confident. It's this nice pale pink color. I am confident. Get it all over that brush, tap off the excess, and just windshield wiper motions all across that crease. I'm not going to go too wild today on my eyes because even though I am running errands and I'm going to hang out with a good friend of mine, I don't need to be too wild. Sometimes I like to, no matter what I'm doing, but today I'm just going to go a little bit easy and I think I'm going to let my hair be the star of the show. I am confident. So I have no limits for my dreams and I am confident. I have no limits for my dreams and I am confident. If this is something that you can use, feel free. Probably something that we could all use. Another thing that I notice whenever I'm doing my eyeshadow is these lines in my forehead. They obviously can get some crease in them. So as you'll see coming on the end, I just go back and I just pat it out with my beauty blender and that seems to help. I think next I'm going to go in with One of a Kind. So now I am one of a kind. I'm still going to go in my crease, but I try and focus the heaviest part on the outer. Okay, I am one of a kind. That is for sure. We are all one of a kind, and we all need to remember that, and that is a good thing. Even making this video, like, I found myself thinking of some of my favorite, like, influencers and what they would do if they were making this, because this is my first long form YouTube video. And I had to remind myself, like, girl, you need to just be you. Like, why do you need to be or copy somebody else? Like, that's not original. That's not you. How are you ever gonna, like, get noticed if you're just being like everybody else? So, if that's something that you needed to hear today, remember it. It's very true. I'm just going to go in with this fluffier clean brush just to kind of buff it out just a little bit more. Get those two colors mixed in together. I am confident. I am one of a kind. I have no limits on my dreams. I like that. Now I am going to go in with just a little bit of, ooh, Fiercely Fab. I am Fiercely Fab. This is just a little glitter. I love to add a little glitter, just like kind of right in the center of the eye like that. I am Fiercely Fab. Just like that. All right. Now, I'm not going to do any eyeliner for myself. I actually only do eyeliner when I wear fake lashes, and today is not the day for falsies for me. I love falsies. I do wear them regularly, but I don't usually wear them just on days like today because I kind of go for the more dramatic ones. Although recently I got some lash clusters from a company called Paulash & Co. You should definitely check them out because the cool thing about these lash clusters is they come pre-glued. So you just pull them out of like their little case and you put them on. They're not magnetic. You don't have to put on liner, nothing. No gimmicks like that. You literally just put them on. Sometimes I go in with multiple eye mascaras. It just depends on the day. And today I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Telescopic. I've been using this since literally 2010, 2014, I should say. It is a holy grail. I have very short, thin eyelashes, and this just coats them like already one coat. Got a little bit right there. Oh, lovely. So when this happens, I just grab a little flat brush like this and just buff it out. There. Because, I mean, that happens. Whatever. Just roll with it. Don't panic. Don't think you ruined everything. Just buff it out. You saw how quickly I grabbed that brush because I know that's going to happen at times. So there, we'll call that 1.5 coats because I stopped for a second, but technically one coat. These eyelashes on this side, though, I think I pulled some out by accident when I wore falsies last week and took them off in Mexico because, as you can see in the middle there, I'm like missing a chunk. If I didn't say anything, maybe you wouldn't have noticed, but now you're probably going to notice, just like me, and it's super annoying. I'm going to have to pick up a lash serum, I think, to try and help them grow back. So if anybody has any recommendations for a lash serum, hit me up. I have done the Olaplex before and it worked pretty well, but I'm always open to trying new things. See, these lashes just look much more spidery on this side, and I think it's because I seriously pulled some out, which is super annoying. But one coat each. I definitely go in on my bottom lashes as well. Today I think I am going to put on just a little bit of shadow along the lower eye. I find that helps me to just look a little bit more put together whenever I do that. So while that top coat dries just a little bit, I'm going to go back in with One of a Kind. And I'm just going to put Mostly on the outside. I stop around the middle because my eyes can get a little bit small if I overline, even if it's just with shadow. Sometimes if that happens, I'll go in with a white or nude liner on my lower waterline. But I'm not going to do that today. So there's that. Just going to go in with my mascara on the bottom lashes now. I'll probably put a little bit more on my top lashes, but they're not too bad. So today, actually, you know what? I'll show you me going in with a second mascara. I do like how it looks at times. Today I'll go in with the e.l.f Lash Extender. See if we can get a little bit more length on those. Here's the e.l.f Lash Extender. The cool thing about these is they actually like put little tubes on your eyelashes almost. So you'll notice whenever you're washing it off, it looks like little pieces of eyelashes are coming. It's not, it's the tubes that this deposits onto your lashes. So there's that after 2 coats. So before I go in with my setting spray, like I said earlier, I'm just going to go and I'm going to tap out my forehead a little bit more just to make sure that anything that's settled in those creases isn't as terrible. And today I'm going to go in with the NYX Marshmellow setting spray. This is going to keep me nice and matte. I like a more matte look. So there's 1 coat. Just going to let that dry down a little. While that's drying down, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my lips. So today for lips, this is the Pinky Swear by e.l.f. It's a cream glide lip liner. Look at this. Look how creamy this is, honestly. It just glides right on. I like to put it in the center just a little bit. Now, I'm not going to go in with lipstick today. I'm actually going to go in with this Laneige Lip Craze, the donut ones. This is the Glaze Craze Tinted Lip Serum. This is in Sugar Glaze. It has this nice little donut applicator, which I love. It's so soft and so squishy. So it is a little tinted. And I love how it looks when I mix it with that pinkish liner. All right, so I'm just going to quickly fix my hair. I'm going to throw on a second round of setting spray, and then I'll be right back to show you the final look. And here's my final look. Simple, quick, glowy, and helps me feel put together even when everything else feels like it's falling apart. If you like this, be sure to comment below. I love hearing from other beauty enthusiasts. Like, share, subscribe, and come back for more next time. Thank you.